If you're thinking about withdrawing from your IRA to pay for education expenses, you might be worried about penalties and taxes eating into your savings. Let's talk about how you can avoid penalties when withdrawing from your IRA for education costs and ensure you're not leaving money on the table. Many people don't realize that you can take money out of your IRA for education expenses without triggering a penalty, but there are some important conditions to understand. Most IRAs, including traditional and Roth, have penalties if you withdraw before age 59 and a half, but education expenses have some specific exceptions. First, you need to know that education expenses for qualified individuals can be an exception to the early withdrawal penalty. This means you can withdraw funds to cover expenses like tuition, books, and even room and board without incurring that 10% early withdrawal penalty. But there's a catch. Only qualified educational expenses will be eligible for this. So, you'll need to double check that your withdrawal is going toward eligible expenses, like those for a dependent child's education or your own if you're going back to school. If you're withdrawing from a traditional IRA, you'll still need to pay income tax on the funds you pull out. While you won't pay the 10% penalty for education expenses, the tax burden can still be significant. On the other hand, if you're withdrawing from a Roth IRA, you can avoid taxes and penalties entirely if the withdrawal is from funds that have been in the account for at least 5 years. Now, before you rush to take that distribution, here's something you might not know. Paying for education expenses with your IRA isn't always the best option for your long-term financial goals. Let me give you a more strategic idea. If you're serious about protecting your wealth in the long term, consider looking into a gold IRA. Thousands of Americans are turning to gold IRAs to protect their savings, and I've put together a free guide that could be a game changer if you're interested in making your retirement savings last longer. Just click the first link in the description to get started with that. Getting back to education expenses, another critical point is that the IRA penalty exemption for education withdrawals doesn't extend to every situation. For instance, if you're not going to school yourself and the beneficiary is not your child or dependent, the penalty could still apply. So, always confirm that you're using the funds correctly to avoid surprises. Also, it's important to consider that withdrawing money from your IRA, especially a traditional IRA, can reduce your retirement savings over time. So, if you are planning to dip into your IRA for education expenses, you might want to weigh whether it's worth depleting your retirement funds when there are other ways to pay for schooling, such as through federal student loans or scholarships, which you won't have to pay back. If you're looking for a strategy that can protect your wealth from taxes and market volatility while still allowing you to save for education, a gold IRA could be the best option. I'd strongly recommend you consider it, especially if you have 100K plus or more in your IRA or 401K, or even 5M plus in savings. Gold IRAs offer long-term stability and have been a trusted strategy for generations. So, before making any decisions about withdrawing from your IRA for education expenses, take a moment to think about your long-term goals and how you can best protect your wealth. If you're serious about securing your financial future, getting a free gold IRA guide could be one of the best moves you make this year. The link is in the description below. Don't wait. Check it out now to find out how you can build a retirement plan that lasts. Thanks for watching, and if you're ready to take control of your wealth, don't forget to click that first link below to get your free gold IRA guide today.